Hey, good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are doing okay. It's Tuesday night. I know I typically release videos on Monday night, but I have been very busy and I haven't had the opportunity. But I am doing it today on Tuesday. Now, as you can see, there are a couple of new items here. We have the latest from Parasound JC1 Plus monoblocks, 450 watts into 8 ohms. They are approximately 23 pounds, I want to say 24 pounds heavier than the previous generation. One of the biggest criticisms about this amplifier, the former amplifier, was the binding posts. They were crappy, they were plastic, they were not great, they needed better binding posts. So Parasound addressed that issue this time around, and they went ahead and included hurricane binding posts. So now they have much better binding posts. They're very tight. They work very well. They feel of very high quality. I have no complaints about that. Okay, so you guys understand. It is definitely a very, very well-built product. As far as the chassis, nothing has changed, guys. It is still the same power amplifier from the previous generation. Somehow they managed to squeeze more capacitance. I believe right now it is up to 198,000 microfarads in comparison to the former generation of approximately, I think it was 135, something like that, 130,000 per channel, per chassis. Today's video, as you can see, my intention right now is going to be a shootout. Parasound JC1s against the Merrill Audio Element 118s. Now, some of you guys always complain about the Class D being lifeless, no soul, no feeling of musicality of any kind, zero engagement. So for this video, I went ahead and brought the Ref 6 SE. I know you guys have seen it before, and you are probably going to be asking me, why did I bring it back? Well, guys, now I have different speakers, right? We have different speakers, and I am very curious to know, first, how the speaker is going to react with tubes. Secondly, how are these two amplifiers going to sing with this tube preamplifier? Okay, we know audio research works really well with a lot of power amplifiers. So I figure, you know what? Could I use the momentum? Sure, I could. But, you know, why not just give it some soul? Why not just give it some tube sound to it? I think it's going to be a little more exciting to do the tube shootout, the tube preamplifier with Class D and Class AB. It's just going to be much more fun, in my opinion, especially with these puppies here. All right. So now I know you guys are going to say, well, it's not broken in, the preamplifier. I understand that. It's not broken in, but nobody has an advantage here. They're both going to play with a tube preamplifier that's not fully broken in. So although the presentation may not be 100% what it could be when that preamplifier has about 200 to 300 hours, right? That doesn't mean we're still not able to more or less understand how each preamplifier, how each amplifier is singing with this as a line stage, right? We are going to be able to at least tell, you know what? I like this amplifier because I feel it's doing this, and this other one is not doing that. You'll be able to talk about that. You'll be able to tell me which one has more resolution or maybe more bass or which one sounds more to your liking. You'll be able to tell, guys, easily which presentation you prefer the most. And I think this is a fair comparison because I want to help both amplifiers have a better top end and better mids. I think both of them are great, but I think they can definitely help. They can definitely get help from a tube preamplifier. Okay, power chords are going to be the Hurricane on the Parasound and the Dragon on the Element 118s. Sorry, I don't have 20 amps or 15 amps for every component. I only have a pair of 20 amps, which is what the Element 118s take, and I only have a pair of 15 amps, which is what the Parasound takes. Okay, so we're going to have to roll with that. Cabling is still the Valhalla 2 for XLR coming from the line stage, and the DCS Rossini is feeding the line stage with Odin 1 XLRs. Speaker cables you're going to hear for the first time. With this speaker here, you're going to hear Odin 1. Okay, the last time you heard Wireworld Platinum 8s. Now you're going to hear Odin 1. In addition to that, I have opened up the distance between the speakers. Before, we had the distance right here. So I moved it about 10 to 11 inches out. Each speaker is out 10 to 11 inches. So 20 inches total of more space between the speakers. I think it should allow us to hear a deeper presentation, wider soundstage. I think the tonality is going to be better. It is better. I spent about 3 to 4 hours just moving them around the room, using all sorts of calculators. Carda's website has a very interesting way of setting up speakers. I also looked at the Magnepan website, and I played with all those different ways of doing the setup on the Magnepan, and I came up with what I thought, so far at least for me, is the best sound I've had of the speaker. I wish I had some help to be able to sit down and have two people, one person grabbing each speaker and moving them back, forward, left, and right, and I can just play music and sit in the sweet spot and be able to tell you what's happening. That would be the best ever, like the best case scenario for me. But unfortunately, I'm a one-man team, and I got to do it all on my own, and it's not easy oftentimes because I got to stand up, move him around, and then sit back down and figure out if the bass went up, down, or the highs got better or didn't get better. And honestly, guys, sometimes it's very difficult to do. It's not the easiest thing to do. It's not the easiest job in the world to do, to move your speakers around by yourself and be able to detect drastic changes. Sometimes it may just be a 1, 2, 3, 4% improvement in bass, and it's hard to be able to say that something happened to the bass or it did go up or down. And so sometimes I wish I had someone to help me here so that I can move some of this gear around, speakers specifically, so that I can sit here and just push play and let the speakers move while I'm still listening. Okay, that's out the way. I have another announcement to make. I have already bought my next speaker. That speaker will replace the Sasha DAW. It is certainly an upgrade over the Sasha DAW. It is a speaker that I am very excited to bring home. It was a tough decision. I have several options, but I think this speaker is really going to be, it's going to be very, 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 very much to my liking. And, well, I wasn't going to say this, but I'm going to say it. I also, as I was driving to pay for these speakers, I got a phone call, and long story short, all the stars aligned for me to buy what I think will be the #1 amplifier on my list. That amplifier will beat every amplifier that sits here right now. That amplifier will easily beat every amplifier I have here right now. Every one, each and every one of them. I feel like I don't even have to review it. I just know it will. And you guys need to stay tuned for that. It's a very special amplifier. It is an amplifier that has taken me a tremendous amount of work to be able to locate and do business and be able to get it in my hands and with what I consider is the best deal I've had on this particular unit. And I'm very thankful that I was able to make this happen, because I think that amplifier is probably going to be here with me for quite some time. I don't think that amplifier will leave my hands rapidly, simply because, to be sincere, guys, I don't know where I would go from that amplifier. I really don't know. Stay tuned for that, guys. Anyway, the shootout will commence right now. Merrill Audio 118s against the Parasound JC1s Plus. Okay, the JC1s, by the way, they are broken in case you were wondering. Please, guys, if you guys are not getting the notifications, it's because you are not hitting that bell button on the video. You have to hit that button in order to get the notifications to come up, to pop up on your phone or iPad or whatever device you're using. And also, please continue to send me your questions. I have about 20 to 25 questions so far. If you have more questions, email them to me. My email address is on the description below, and I will be happy to look at all the questions and hopefully answer these for you in one of my future videos. I hope you guys enjoy, and please continue to subscribe. Thanks, guys.
senses. The boss wanna know what's going on. So Joseph and Mary hit the road. With Mary now 9 months gone, and you know we're talking about a hell of a walk. And they had no place to stay. They tried the inns and the hotels. The message was plain as day. You get no rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. No rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. You get no rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. No rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. And a baby boy they named Miguel. On the other side of the line is heaven. On this side is a living hell. So you do what it takes, make up mistakes, and try to escape the drug.
This is a right-away letter. I gotta mail it today. Straight to my main inspirer. Says urgent from the USA. It's got this heart inside it. The postage is my soul. Contains a message from millions. Say key, don't go. 10,000 guitars waiting, but it ain't quite the same. You got a knack for sailing, and it's stamped with your own brand name. We's all sailors, as captain you must know. You bring a message to millions, say keep on go. I said keep on go. Oh, don't take my fun. Keep on go. Keep on go, nah, nah.
Seas call for census. The boss wanna know what's going on. So Joseph and Mary hit the road. With Mary now 9 months gone, and you know we're talking about a hell of a walk. And they had no place to stay. They tried the inns and the hotels. The message was plain as day. You get no rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. No rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. You get no rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. No rest, no respite, and no sanctuary here. And a baby boy they make ill. On the other side of the line is heaven. On this side is a living hell. So you do what it takes, pick up sticks, and try to escape the drought.
here's a right-away letter. I gotta mail it today, straight to my main inspirer. Says urgent from the USA. It's got this heart inside it. The postage is my soul. Contains a message from millions. Say keep, don't go. $10,000 guitars waiting, but it ain't quite the same. You got a knack for sailing, and it's stamped with your own brand name. We's all sailors, as captain you must know. You bring a message to millions. Say keep, don't go. I said keep, don't go. Oh, don't take my fun. Keep, don't go. Keep, don't go now.